How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Nice. Welcome back, folks. This is episode 161. I'm excited about the guest tonight. We're going to talk about crypto payroll. But before that, what's up? What's up, Walt?
Nothing much, man. How you doing, Brian?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We did record last week. We recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still feeling like I think I just had a few days off and I'm like, damn, did we record last week? So,
yeah, we did.
Yeah, man. What's good with you? What we gonna do? We gonna do a round of pay horn first?
Yeah, let's knock it out, man. You don't have any updates for the financial fitness challenge? Kind of the same thing, right?
Just more of the same. We are continuing at being financially fit. That is and what I like that we added to this is that we kind of connected the dots on physical fitness.
Yep.
Actually being financial fitness as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I really like that part, and it kind of came like as we were talking about it on the show, like, oh snap, yeah, it does, I love that we connected those dots, and it happened like real organically on the show. Like, wait a minute, it does connect. You know, it does save you money. It does save us money. So, yeah, no, more the same. If I think of anything, I'll add it through because I do need to. I'll think about stuff during the week, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a financial fitness update," and then I forget sometimes. So, but if any updates, I'll plug it in. What about you?
Nothing much, man. It's like you said, kind of the status quo. Just going through, realizing how I'm buying some stuff is in bulk from Costco.
Yep.
So I'm getting like my meats and stuff because I'm eating more protein. So I'm doing I'm on the high protein, low carb kick. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And so just buying those big bulk purchases that will last me for an entire month.
Wow.
When it comes to certain things, and then getting like the produce and stuff from maybe like a Publix or Kroger or even Aldi.
Right. Yeah.
So,
something close by.
That.
Yeah.
So,
one of the things, to talk about produce, one of the things that I notice is like when I can't order the produce, especially not from Walmart, unfortunately.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because they don't care. They just pick whatever and throw it in, and it's like rotten and like, come on, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not looking.
They're not looking. So I go get that. I don't mind either because I like going to the grocery store. Yeah. So, I get to go because of that part. But other than that, man, I haven't been inside of Walmart in a long time.
No, I feel that.
Especially to do shopping. If it is, one-offs, I just need to grab this. But like to do a full shopping, oh my gosh, no. I love Walmart delivery.
All right.
So anywho, what do we got, bro? We got a little around the pay horn information, some payroll updates.
Yep, some payroll news, payroll updates. So have a few things. The first thing is the IRS estimated tax deadline reminder. The IRS issued a reminder on June 6th of this year that the second quarter 2025 estimated tax payment is due Monday, June 16th. So the next time when this episode drops, those are due.
It's due.
So, so it's critical for self-employed individuals, contractors, and businesses with those quarterly obligations. Number 2 is early bird registration for the IRS nationwide tax form. So there's early bird pricing closes on June 10th for the IRS's 2025 nationwide tax form. It takes place this summer across several U.S. cities.
What is that, though?
I've never heard of it. So the link will be in the show notes for it. So if you want to do some more research and look and see what it's about, check it out. Or if you're listening, you can tell us what it's about. Let us know.
I'm going to look at it while you're going to do the next one.
Okay. The IRS releases a fiscal year 2024 data book. So on May 29th of 2025, the IRS published its comprehensive 2024 data book, which detailed agency activities. Notably, payroll withheld roughly $3.3 trillion in employment taxes, comprising about 66 of federal revenue. A powerful reminder of payroll's central fiscal role. And that was by payroll.org. Some other news. June 20 on June 2025, the payroll compliance deadlines for Gusto published a compliance calendar highlighting key events like Juneteenth, which many
Yes.
employers are now observing.
I unfortunately I have to call out ADP because they just they somebody dropped the ball, right?
Okay.
I use ADP currently, and we got a schedule that we have to submit payroll on Monday for a
Hmm.
Friday check date, which doesn't follow the same math, but okay.
Yeah.
And then they turn around. Now, mind you, I usually am able to submit on Wednesday for Friday, but
Yeah.
instead of Tuesday for Friday, I have to submit on Monday for Friday, according to their calendar. So I have to start working on Sunday. Not a big deal, no problem, right? Hey, that's what payroll pros do. We adjust, we overcome, right? We pivot, no problem. To get our folks paid. Now, the problem is then they're gonna go ahead and submit. I just got an update that they're running a system update
Hmm.
from Saturday to Sunday at 11.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So now you've cut my already short window
And even shorter. Yeah.
to even a shorter time
Yeah.
because I was going to start crack of dawning Sunday morning,
Yep.
right? Now you've cut that
Yeah.
down. Not only that, it adds to the possibility, like, what if they're not done at 11? And what if things are not working right after 11? Because that's what
That's
happens when
definitely true.
system updates happen. So,
Yep.
not cool, folks.
Yep.
Got to do better.
And
That
so
was my
continuing on,
2 cents. Yes, sorry. Thank you.
Gusto also published that their ongoing semi-weekly payroll tax deposit deadlines, and if fees for those are due Wednesday, Tuesday pay cycles. This is especially helpful as summer payroll schedules shift. And
Nice.
then lastly, well, I have two more things. Kenya introduces automatic pay tax relief
Really
from
nice.
which takes place on July 1st of this year. So according to payroll.org, Kenya's 2025 finance bill mandates that all employers begin automatically applying any pay as you earn.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Tax relief starting July 1st. This is notable for global payroll pros and companies with Kenya-based staff.
Yes, absolutely.
And then my last one here is, there's a new episode of Pay Talk, which is a podcast that's produced by payroll.org. And they recently released some updated episodes. And they featured Jim Metlock, CPP, and he talked about workforce management and payroll strategic role. And there were some discussions on global payroll challenges and industry education. And that's it.
Roger that. So as we go around the pay horn, I this act this was scheduled to be in another episode. We had some technical difficulties with that episode. We will hopefully we get the guest to come back on. He seems like he wants to do it. Sure, might be a little frustrated. Sorry about that, Marshall. But we just had technical, and we're gonna, not put out bad product. You know what I mean? So, anywho, this is kind of the first time we're going to share with you guys like the other payroll podcasts out there and what they're talking about. And first up, of course, is It's About Payroll. We just had on Tasia. Oh gosh, I
Walker.
forgot her last name. Tasia Walker. Thank you, sir. And she was talking to us about the CPP, and of course, her career, how she got started, just in her journey, and just getting the CPP she's recently passed. And we just dove in on those different type of things. The other podcasts out there, one other is the Payroll Podcast, hosted by Nick Day, and his latest episode is The Future of Payroll: Legislative Shift, Tech Challenges, and Strategic Value Creation. Another one out there, of course, is HR and Payroll 2.0, hosted by Pete Tiliakos and the great Julie Fernandez. And their latest episode was HR Tech Marketplace News and Updates, UKG Global Analyst Day. Pete spent the day at UKG and interviewing folks. They also, I just want to call out, they also did a Payroll Congress debrief right before that. So that probably a good show as well. What else? We got some good payroll podcasts out there. Payrolling with host Matt Vady. Let's see what his most recent one was. His
Nice.
most recent episode was what's the real ROI of picking a payroll niche? Right? Like, because for example, we're going to have on somebody from trucking payroll soon.
Yep.
Let you know about that. What else we got out there? Payroll baddies. Very, what's the word? Animated bunch. But they mostly talk about SAP. By their own admission, they only talk about SAP. Not mostly, only talk about SAP. The episode that I thought was really interesting was they have a payroll crisis. What happens when time system go down for 10 weeks for over 100K employees? I need to listen. I want to listen to that myself. Yeah. Let me see if there's any notable ones out there as well. And I think that's it, folks. Walt just talked about Pay Talk that Jim Medlock was on. That's the other notable one to mention. And let's see. Looks like ADP has one, Payroll Around the World. Awesome.
Nice.
And I think that's really it, because there are not a lot of there are not a lot that keep up with the posting, stay current, stay active. There's only a few of us out there, and we're happy to be one of them. I did want to cover, let me say, I got a minute or two here. Want to cover some more podcasts from our network, Work Defined. And another one they have out there is Future Works. It's a limited series, it says, 15 episodes, hosted by someone from Indeed. And what else they got? HR Heroes. Heroes of HR, Empowering HR Excellence. They have a Practitioner Corner, Career Path Chronicles. Oh, that sounds interesting. One is supported by Cornerstone, Workforce Agility. We got Reciprocity with AG. I don't know what that means, the AG part of it. Small Talk Window, Impactful Insights. That's Brent Skinner. Is Brent Skinner on? Holy cow. He's on our network. I don't believe it. I just had a conversation with him. I'm going to be on his show next week. And he's on our network. I don't think we realize we're both on the same network with this show. Unbelievable. Small. It's just like how worlds collide.
Yeah.
And there are more. We'll come back to it.
Do you feel like that Payroll kind of just skipped over the crypto stablecoin thing?
No.
And went to AI?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I see what you mean. But I think that they're scared. I think that folks, I think that with payroll, just like that, AI, they're not moving so much with AI that to our knowledge, right? Unless you have come across something different, right? Since the last time we talked,
no.
Which is a couple hours ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that in both spaces, companies are moving very slowly and being very strategic and being kind of like careful about how they move, because you can't mess things up. You know what I mean? And I think people are scared of crypto. They don't understand the blockchain.
Yeah.
And they just don't want to pioneer that new space. And that's why there's room for companies like this, for Franklin Payroll and folks like Meg and Nab to jump in and really pioneer it. With AI, same thing. I'm not seeing where payroll is being processed. We're in market right now, looking for new payroll systems, and I challenged one of the presenters, because they were like, "Oh yeah, we got AI in payroll," and I was like, "Really? Is it more than a chat bot that's going to answer questions?" Oh no, well, for now that's what we got, and exactly. Gotcha, so you don't have AI in payroll, right? You were quick to slap that label to get you, to get you. You know what I mean? So I did talk to another company. I don't think I'm at liberty to say, because he told me not to. But they are moving in that direction where they are trying things out that are they're kind of being more progressive with it. So I think it's going to take time for it to move. What do you think?
I think AI has kind of been all the rage here lately, the discussions of it and stuff like that in payroll and technology and how it's going to impact stuff.
Right.
And I think that's been the focus, but I think that blockchain crypto has also been kind of in the background, like there too. It's been a topic. It depends on what you focus on, right? Because depending on the algorithm that you have, like you're going to see what you've been looking into, right? So if you're looking only specifically into AI, then you're going to get a bunch of AI stuff in payroll, right? So
Absolutely.
I think both things have been out there.
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
Yeah, no, but I get why you like, hey, did we just jump over over blockchain and crypto? And
Mm-hmm.
you're right. It is kind of dwarfed the because at one point, what was it when NFTs came out? And
Yes,
then, oh my
NFTs. Yeah.
gosh, that was all the rage, and that was the
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I'll share my insight, or like my vision of how I think blockchain can solve our own employee data. But let me tell you
Yeah.
this: with blockchain, I think that it's a great opportunity to like for us to own our own data as a human on
Mm-hmm.
Earth, right? If you think about how employees have to move around in the world, like we're always entering our information in all these apps and all these systems, and then when it comes to employees or jobs, we have to fill out all our personal information and get it's PII, right? Like basically our
Mm-hmm.
PII, we have to constantly repeat the update and fill it out and fill it out and fill it out. I think blockchain offers a solution that if we move our PII back to our control on the blockchain, and we give access to folks as we see fit, as we're getting hired on a job. Okay, boom, here's my blockchain link. Here's a link to my info. You can go ahead and pull it. You have access for, I don't know, 5 days, 4 days, 2 days, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your HR department, needs to go ahead and pull it, and then you won't have access to it anymore unless I update it, and then you'll get an update accordingly. Right. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I think it should work. And then it's all inbound to one source, so
Yep.
that now I don't have to fill it out a million times across all these things. We're giving
Yeah.
these vendors and jobs and whoever access to our PII,
So
and
it's more. Go ahead.
and maybe even keeps a record of who has the access, right? And the last time they've
Mm-hmm.
tapped into it. So
Gotcha.
that's the way I think it should work. And I think that solves amazing things for PII.
Okay, gotcha, man. I
Yeah.
think that could be a great thing, especially if that database or whatever it is heavily encrypted and
Yep.
protected and everything like that. I think that would be a great option. If you just
I mean,
have the
that's the,
person stuff
yeah.
there, so no matter an employer can just go in there and be like, hey, I need the information for this person and just pull it from there. Like that'd be a great place to have it, I think. Let's have a little bit of healthy debate here, man.
All right.
And so let's talk about decentralization and centralized control in terms of blockchain versus USD,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So cryptocurrencies operate on decentralized networks.
Yep.
So that kind of removes the need for central banks and government control. And so some people feel like that promotes transparency and financial sovereignty, right?
Yeah.
On the other side, with the USD, centralized control is operated by the Federal Reserve, right? Which allows for that there's policies to be in place in terms of monetary policy tools like interest rate adjustments. that help stabilize the economy, manage inflation, and respond to crises, right? So, do you think that decentralization empowers individuals or introduces risk due to lack of oversight?
Mm, I'm probably not smart enough around it, but I like the idea of blockchain,
Okay.
right? I like
Okay.
the idea of the decentralized piece of it because I think that it's still like the market or whatever market we're looking at on these platforms, Coinbase, cryptocurrency.com, all these things, Robinhood, whatever,
Hmm.
they're fluctuating, right? It's a market of moving value, everybody's
Hmm.
raving about Bitcoin and how it's valued and it's like a hit $100,000 value. Like, so clearly there's some regulating values there, right? As opposed to the Federal
Hmm.
Reserve allows for policy that, uh, interest rate adjustments and stabilizing economy and managing inflation. I'm far from an economist and all that,
Yeah.
but I like the idea of decentralization. What about you?
Okay. No, I kind of like it too. I feel, in terms of the answer to the question, if I can answer, I think it does empower individuals, right? It
Yes.
gives the power to the people, right?
Yep.
In that way,
Agreed.
and
Risk? I don't know
so
what the risk is. I'm not smart enough to know what the risk is.
due to
Being,
lack of oversight, I think, look, with great power comes great responsibility, right? So,
hmm
like, if the people have more power, then they have to educate themselves and let them put themselves in the know to make sure that they're taking calculated risk when it comes to those things, right? That's how I feel about it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly right.
So, another question for you. Here's a scenario. So, inflation resistance versus economic flexibility, right? So, the argument on the blockchain side is that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have fixed supply caps. So, that makes them deflationary and potentially better at preserving long term value versus the US dollar. They have the ability to print money that gives the government's flexibility to stimulate the economy and fund public projects, even if it risks inflation. So here's the question: Is you think a fixed money supply, crypto, is better for long term value, or does it hinder economic adaptability compared to like USD or fiat
Yeah.
currencies? Yeah.
Well, like if we think about it, see, I think folks are scared to say that it's just as unstable as fiat is because fiat was supposed to be.
McCrispy strips are now at McDonald's. I hope you're ready for the most dippable chicken in McDonald's history. Dip it in all the sauces. Dip it in that hot sauce in your bag. Dip it in your McFlurry. Your dip is your business. McCrispy strips at McDonald's.
Based on gold bars, right? Like
Hmm.
you got $1 and that was worth X amount of gold, and it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
always a piece of gold to back up your money.
Hmm.
But then that, right, gold was a finite resource
Yeah.
that ran
Yeah.
out,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yep.
it's not based on that anymore. So what is it that people and then the government prints money when they need to?
Yeah.
So bit, crypto should be able to work the same way. When you need more crypto, you create a new crypto coin,
That's a good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
So
I'm not saying, look, this is from a novice. This is, I'm not,
look, I don't know any better. I'm just nodding my head with you in agreement. It's like, yeah, that
right.
sounds good because I don't know enough about it. I know enough to the point where I have some money in some crypto, uh, you know, stock or whatever you want to call it. I have some money in there, but I know I just see it fluctuating greatly. Like sometimes it's in the red and sometimes it's in the green, and sometimes
hmm
my account balance says this, and sometimes it's in the it's down a lot, because of changes and ebbs and flows when it comes to it, just like the stock market,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
So, I think you're right that it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. That's my novice take on it. I think folks are scared of that new technology, scared of folks empowering themselves, because then they lose control.
Yeah, I got you. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right. Last one, man. Security and transparency versus regulatory protection. So blockchain ledgers are immutable and
Yep.
transparent, which reduces fraud and corruption.
Yes.
And USD backed systems offer strong legal protections, FDIC insurance, and fraud recovery mechanisms. Benefits not always present in the crypto world currently.
So make them
So,
present.
yeah, there you go. So, is technical transparency or the crypto side, you think it's more valuable than the institutional and legal protections?
Is technical transparency more valuable? Yeah, I think both are needed. And
Okay,
just like it
good
says,
answer.
benefits are not always present in crypto world, so make them present. Like I think
Okay,
both
gotcha.
are, yeah. Like we need that immutable, transparent, reducing fraud and corruption, and why not still have
Mhm.
the legal protections, the FDIC insurance,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
fraud recovery mechanisms? Like these sound like things that crypto can have. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Definitely, definitely.
So
Hmm.
yeah, no, look, again, it's such an exciting place to be, like looking forward to the next few
Yeah,
years and see how things develop and
yeah.
stuff like
And
that. So,
you can build AI into crypto and have
oh
it
my
moderate
goodness,
all that stuff.
that's right. Exactly right. Like it could ping and
Yeah,
report and do the reportings and do the
yep,
alerts and the notifications and
yep, yep.
I mean, you know, you say that, but and like some of it is, I think folks still need to get used to the fact that automation is already there.
Yeah,
AI is not automation. Like we already have automation, right?
yeah.
It's like how they say that folks over 40 are using AI just like as a Google and chat. Like we don't, we're not using it to its potential.
Yeah,
So, again, after this, after I get my CPP, man, I'm diving all in on prompting and AI and,
yes, sir.
try to learn with that, how that's going to play out. I'm excited about that and shoot, maybe dabble, work in some crypto, some
Yeah,
blockchain,
yeah.
Web3 understanding as well. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, man.
Knowledge is power, man.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. So I
Exactly.
guess it's a short but sweet
Yep.
episode. So I'm going to end it with the quote of the day. You want to read it?
Yes, sir. When in doubt, look intelligent. No doubt. Garrison Keelior?
Kill
Keelior?
yours or something like that.
Keelior?
Keylor.
No doubt. That's funny. No doubt.
Yeah,
Yep.
man.
No doubt.
Hey,
And
sometimes you
folks,
got to
hey,
play the game.
yeah, no, they're right. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Oh, I read something recently that says, face it till you make it.
I like that.
Face it until I love it. Face it until you
I
make
like
it.
that.
Yep.
Nice, man.
So yeah, man. So yeah, folks, we had a quick one. But look, it hit our mark. We're under our 40-minute mark, and yep. We love you, folks. Be sure to follow, like, and share. Please help us build the show. We're looking forward to bringing you more and more and more. Look out for the next week's guest. We're gonna have on Tiana Neal from HR and
Yeah.
HR Role. She's
Oh,
our
yeah.
label mate, so to speak. And what else we got coming on? We got Michael Steen coming on from Payroll Minds.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing season in review.
Yeah. You said the construction payroll's coming
Construction
soon. And
payroll's coming. That's gonna be
yeah.
in late July. No, early July. We got another great guest coming on in August. We got Marshall Lebowitz coming back on. That's the episode we couldn't,
Thank you,
post.
Marshall.
Yeah, thanks, Marshall. We really want you to come back. Sorry for the inconvenience. And folks, don't forget to follow, like, and share. We love you. Peace.
Peace.